Hi, it's Jim and Craig from the Dive Line, and we've got another exhibitor spotlight for Scuba Digital. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
I would love to introduce myself. Hi, everybody. My name is Belinda. I'm owner-operator of a couple of businesses in the Solomon Islands, Dive Munda, as well as Solomon Islands Discovery Cruises. And I'm here with Deb and Simon.
So for those of our visitors that don't know, where is the Solomon Islands located?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. Every time I talk about my dive shop, I have to explain where the Solomon Islands is, first of all. We're based in the South Pacific, a wonderful, diverse country. We're tucked in between Vanuatu, Papua New Guinea, Fiji. So really part of the lower end of the Coral Triangle as well. So super wonderful, diverse area with lots of World War II history as well.
Well, it's great to have you as an exhibitor. Why did you choose Scuba Digital?
Excellent. Thank you for having me. So I've been approached and we've worked with, as I've mentioned earlier, Simon and Deb from Diveplanit. And I think this is such a wonderful platform for us to be able to connect, share destinations, share experiences across the world during this interesting times that we are living in at the moment. So I think it's a logical flow, natural flow for us to start doing this more. And I want to commend you guys for putting this together because I think it's fabulous.
What is it that you're actually exhibiting, Belinda?
Yes, so I'll be specifically focusing on representing, first of all, the Solomon Islands. I am part of the tourism board. I'm part of the Chamber of Commerce. We do a lot of stuff to help promote the Solomon Islands as a travel and dive destination across the world. So I will be focusing on not only promoting the Solomon Islands in general and all our other wonderful dive partners, but also focusing on Dive Munda. It's a dive shop, SSI Instructor Training Centre. I'm an instructor certifier that's based in Munda in the Western Province of Solomon Islands, but also showcasing my other business, which is a boutique style cruise ship offering that focuses on yoga, free diving, scuba diving, surfing, just everything that makes a travel destination cool for the whole family. So I'll be focusing on those two aspects, as well as promoting and talking about the Solomon Islands as a wonderful destination of choice.
That sounds great. I love a bit of yoga. You're obviously involved in the travel industry. How are you managing with regards to COVID-19?
Well, first of all, we live in unprecedented times. It's been such an interesting, dynamic journey for all of us in the industry. I don't think it's quite over yet. So positivity and really focusing on some good, positive energy. Part of my business contingency plan, because the Solomon Islands remains COVID-free, but we have been closed since March, which means we had full bookings for the year. It was our first year that we got to that.
No.
And then the next day we had nothing. So it's been super challenging. We were closed for about 4 or 5 months. And then for with the wonderful help of some of the aid organizations and Solomon Airlines and the New Zealand government, we were able to get a small grant to reopen. But personally, I've had to also look at other projects to help fund and keep my tourism business alive, which is doing Dive Munda Consulting, which is really a project with Business Link Pacific that focuses on helping other businesses during this time of crisis with business contingency, trying to find solutions. And the very big neglected part of what we are not thinking about right now is the mental health and well-being for us as entrepreneurs, dive professionals, business owners, employees in the industry, especially in the South Pacific. So I've been working on that with Dive Munda Consulting. I'm also an industrial psychologist, so it kind of was a natural fit to try and do something good and help other businesses that's going through the exact same thing as I'm doing right now.
And what sort of guidelines and procedures in place for those that are potentially thinking about visiting?
Yes, that's a fantastic question. Thank goodness, touch wood, we are still COVID-free. For us internally right now, of course, we are starting to adopt our international policies and procedures that's been laid out by Dan, working with SSIs. We're an SSI Instructor Training Centre. So in terms of health and safety and the protocols that aligns with that, we will be right on top of that. But it's a little bit different for us because we've been COVID-free. So we've been starting to slowly prepare all of the operators, along with our Ministry of Culture and Tourism, Solomons as well. They've put a prompt plan in place so that we can really start focusing on making sure once we get to the other side, the traveler will be able to travel to the Solomon Islands safely, and all of the operators will be in line, whether it's flying through Solomon Airlines, arriving at the airport, going to the different destinations in the taxi, so that we're all aligned and we make sure that health and safety is a key future focus of the Solomon Islands, to be able to make sure that the traveler is well taken care of on the other side. So we are definitely aligning.
Well, your positivity, Belinda, just shines through, and it's great to hear the steps that you're taking. All the exhibitors at the show, Scuba Digital, are bringing some sort of offering and deal to the table. What are you doing?
Yes, I'm glad you're asking, because we've thought very long and hard. And we also have the Scuba Dive Association, dive operators of the Solomon Islands. And we just had our board meeting last week, and we were strategizing around, as a destination, because we know it's going to be very competitive on the other side. As a destination, what are we going to go into with specials, or as a country? And we want to align to make sure. I think what we're going to do is we're going to hold pricing as it is. We're going to have superb flexibility policies, in the sense of, if there is a second case load that runs, or the Solomons has to close down again, people will have 100% flexibility to rebook, whether it's through the airline, the accommodation partners, as well as the dive operators. That's number one. Dive Munda specifically, along with our 4 accommodation partners in Munda, has put a great special package together where we will go up to 20%, 25% discount on the accommodation and the diving only. But it's purely just to start stimulating travel again. I think the key here is not to go in as a massive discounter, because that's not really going to be good for us as an industry. I think we're all on the same page when we need to know what makes our destination special, what makes our place unique, why the traveler wants to come, and making sure that they know this place is safe. We have thought about the things that we needed to, and we'll make sure that people have a safe and enjoyable and a comfortable experience on the other side when the borders do reopen and we can start welcoming our guests again.
So apart from your super positivity and your passion, there's lots of travel industry companies at the show. Why should people come and see you specifically?
Well, you've just said it, because of our positivity. No, just joking. No, certainly, I think they should definitely come and see us. Not only for the specials and the great destination, but also for what makes the Solomon Islands special. I want to just talk for a minute or two about the Solomon Islands in general. We talked earlier about where it is. Not many people know where it is. I mean, if you think of the Solomon Islands, you may remember we have formed an integral part of World War II. So that makes it a fantastic destination in terms of diversity. When I moved to the Solomons 7 years ago, I helped set up a dive liveaboard for very good friends of mine that I met when I lived in Canada. And I was only going to stay for a year, get the business going, and then bugger off again. But the Solomon Islands has this fantastic charm. The people are amazing. The diving is extraordinary. I may have mentioned earlier that we're on the tip of the Coral Triangle. So that makes it so unique. We have World War II history. We have wonderful wrecks to dive on, whether you are into the deeper wrecks based in Guadalcanal, the Aaron Ward comes to mind, or whether you're really just a recreational diver that wants to experience fantastic accessible wrecks from 28 meters shallower. So World War II is an integral part of what our offering entails, land and sea, of course. Then it's the hard corals. I like to always put the message out, the Solomon Islands is the hard coral capital of the world. I have not seen hard corals like this anywhere else in the world. We have the soft corals too, of course, but diversity is the key. Sharks, pelagics, cuts, caverns, caves. It's just putting and macro, I'm putting all of that together that makes the Solomon Islands a unique destination. Then you have the custom culture, the headhunting days, all the cool history. It's a safe destination. The people are beautiful, super welcoming. We have a little bit of tourism. We only get about 8,000 true tourism travelers a year. So we want to have more, but we're also really focusing on a destination to protect and preserve this wonderful, beautiful place that we have. One of the last wild frontiers on planet Ocean, according to me. So that's what makes it special. And that's what I want to offer our wonderful visitors to the booth and chatting to them about why this place is special.
So it sounds idyllic. How can people contact you?
Yes, I mean, you can find us Dive Munda anywhere. We are all social media channels. We're very active, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the whole shebang. So you can find us just at Dive Munda, and that will direct us to some of the other partners, whether it's Magical Munda or our Solomon Islands Discovery Cruises business as well.
Well, it's been absolutely fantastic speaking to you. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a great show, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks, hopefully.
Yay, can't wait. Thank you for doing this. This is a beautiful platform, and we're all super exciting, spot on for this time of where we are in the world. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.